Welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest update across South Sudan and beyond. We have a breaking report, 14 killed in Warab clan violence. Before we proceed with this update, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Deadly violent breakout in Toinos. According to the report, a serious outbreak of violence has taken place in Toinos County, located in Warab State. According to information released by state authorities, fighting started on Tuesday morning at around 9 o'clock. The clashes happened in the areas of Alabek and Majam Payam. The violence involved two local clans, the Lo Mawien clan and the Ari clan. By the end of the fighting, at least 14 people had lost their life. Government officials say 13 people died in Toinos, while another person later died in Wau after the conflict spread beyond the original area. The violence also left 35 people injured. Among those who got hurt was a woman, together with many other civilians who were caught in the fighting. People living in the affected area described the day as frightening. Many families were forced to stay inside their home as gunfire echoed through nearby villages. Parents worried about the safety of their children. Some people fled to safer places while others waited for security force to arrive. Although the fighting lasted only part of the day, its impact will likely remain for a long time. Communities that have lived together for many years are once again facing fear, grief, and uncertainty. Children who witness the violence may carry painful memories for years to come. For many families, the loss of relatives cannot be replaced. Officials say this latest violence did not happen without warning. According to the Warab state government, the disagreement between the two clans has existed for many years. The dispute reportedly began in 2016. Instead of being caused by land or cattle alone, authorities say the disagreement centered on the naming of local administrative areas. Although this may seem like a small issue to some people, local administrative boundaries often carry great importance for communities. They can affect leadership position, government services, local identity, and representation. Because of this, disagreement over administration can become highly emotional and difficult to resolve. Well, over the year, tension continued even when there were periods of peace. A small disagreements sometimes reopen whole wound and increase mistrust between the two communities. Well, local leader, elder government officials, and community representatives had previously tried to solve the dispute peacefully. According to the information, several dialogue meetings were organized to encourage both sides to discuss their concern instead of using violence. Authority also established a special court to hear the case and provide legal decisions. For some time, this effort helped reduce tension. Many residents hope that the conflict had finally come to an end. People returned to their daily activities, farmers continued working, and children went back to school. Unfortunately, lasting peace proved difficult to maintain. Some individuals reportedly disagree with the court decision and continue to challenge the outcome. According to state officials, this disagreement slowly increased tension once again until violence finally broke out. This reminds us that peace agreements require continued support from everyone involved. Without acceptance and cooperation, all conflict can return unexpectedly. Whenever violence happens, ordinary people suffer the most. Victims are often fathers, mothers, young people, and children who simply want to live peacefully, or they want to live peaceful life. Family lose loved one, children lose parents, community lose workers, farmers, teachers, and respected elders. People who survive the violence may need medical treatment and emotional support for a long time. Local business can also suffer when insecurity prevents normal economic activities. A market may close, transport become difficult, and people fear traveling outside their villages. This, in fact, can continue long after the shooting has stopped. the human cost of conflict is much greater than number of deaths alone. Well, following the deadly fighting, the Warab state government strongly condemned the killing. State officials described the loss of life as a tragedy that should never have happened. They expressed sympathy for the families who lost their loved one and wish a quick recovery to those who were injured. Authorities said violence is not the answer to community disagreement and urged all residents to remain calm while security agencies work to restore order. The government also appealed to communities leaders, chiefs, youth representatives, women, and religious leaders to help stop any further fighting. Officials say peace can only return if everyone works together and avoid revenge attack. Soon after the violence began, security forces were deployed to the affected areas of Toinos County. Their main responsibility is to prevent more fighting and protect civilians. The security personnel are also working to separate the opposing group and reduce tension. Authorities hope that the presence of security forces will discourage anyone planning to continue the violence. Residents have also been encouraged to cooperate with law enforcement officers by providing information that may help prevent additional attack. Many people are hoping that the increased security present will allow families to return to their normal life as quickly as possible. Let's move on to another top story. Blue Hours fire, national security response to public concern. According to this information, a fire at the headquarters of South Sudan National Security Service has attracted nationwide attention after pictures and videos began spreading on social media. The incident quickly became one of the most talked about topics, with many people asking what had happened and whether anyone had been hurt. As rumors spread online, officials stepped forward to explain the situation and provide an update to the public. According to the National Security Service, the fire happened early on Wednesday morning at the Internal Security Bureau headquarters, a building that many people know as the Blue House. Emergency team responded after smoke was seen rising from part of the building. Although the fire damaged a section of the offices, authorities said firefighters and emergency personnel worked quickly to bring the situation under control. Officials did not report any death or injuries resulting from the incident. The fire was contained before it spread to other parts of the facility. Soon after news of the fire became public, different reports started circulating on social media. Some online posts claimed that the fire had reached the detention section of the Blue House. Others suggested that prisoners held inside the facility could have been affected. Because of the information spread quickly, many citizens became worried and began asking for official confirmation. In situations like this, unverified report can easily create fear and confusion before the facts are fully known. To address public concern, officials from the National Security Service invited journalists to the scene. Speaking to reporter, the spokesperson for the Internal Security Bureau, David John Kumuri, rejected the claim that the detention facility had been affected. He explained that only part of the administration block was damaged by the fire. According to him, the detention area remained safe throughout the incident. He also assured the public that all inmates inside the facility were secure. Officials said there was no need for people to panic because the situation was under control. During the media briefing, journalists were allowed to enter part of the building. Officials pointed out that the briefing itself was taking place inside the office of the Director General. They say this demonstrated that large section of the building remained accessible despite the fire. The spokesperson says some individuals had shared incorrect information that created unnecessary concern among the public. He encouraged citizens to rely on verified information from official sources instead of believing every report shared online. Public concern focused mainly on the people being held inside the detention facility. To answer this concern, the National Security Service repeated that all detainees were safe. In a separate statement, defense lawyer Deng John also confirmed that the event The 7 individuals being held in national security custody were unharmed. He explained that members of the legal team had communicated with the detainees after the fire. According to the lawyer, all 7 were reported to be in a good health. This information helped calm some of the fear that had spread after the incident. Officials say early findings suggest that the fire may have been caused by an electrical problem. However, investigators are continuing their work to determine the exact cause. Authorities say experts will carefully examine the damaged area before releasing a final report. They also plan to assess how much damage was caused and whether repair will be needed before the affected office return to normal operation. This incident highlights the importance of sharing accurate information during emergencies. When rumors spread further than official update, people can become frightened or confused. False report may also distract emergency workers who are trying to respond to the situation. Many experts encourage the public to wait for verified information from responsible authorities before sharing news with others. Responsible reporting helps reduce panic and allow people to make informed decisions. Although fire has now been brought under control, investigation will continue until officials fully understand what caused the incident. If an electrical fault is confirmed, authorities may review safety measures in government buildings to reduce the risk of similar incidents in the future. For now, officials continue to reassure the public that the building remains secure and the detainees are saved and no lives were lost during the fire. As more information becomes available, we will continue following the story and provide further update.